Yeah, pretty sure it is. It's definitely Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's Tuesday. So I'm in the right place. Are you? That's the question. Well, if you've got a burning issue related to plastic surgery, well, then you are in the right place, because this guy here can help to solve that and to answer your questions. If you haven't got any questions, that's okay too, because I've got my own questions, which I have previously been asked in the week. And I will go through them now. If you want to ask me something, you can ask me something. Claudia C. Mama 3, nice to see you. I will do it. Well, you can ask me now if you want, and I'll do it now. Or you can ask me after this, and I will do it next week. And something you might notice is that I won't name your name. So sometimes people worry about named and shamed. There's no naming and shaming going on here, Elaine Grant Hartland, is there? No. Evening. Hope you're well, Elaine. Good to see you. So I will not name you if you ask a question. If you want to, ask a question, obviously people know it's you if you ask a question on here now. But when people have asked questions in the week, I'll just say the question. And to be honest, I don't know a lot of who they are, a lot of them. They just put it on a spreadsheet, Amy and Nicola and that put it on a spreadsheet. So, yeah, so by all means, ask a question privately or email us or message me and I'll answer it privately too. Corinne, happy belated birthday to me. Thank you very much. Yes, that's another notch on the bedpost. Yeah. No, there's a notch on the bedpost, something else. Anyway, yeah, another year anyway, another year older. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, they're very, very nice. Yeah. Yeah. Right then, so what we got, you're saying? Oh, you had a great, I did have a great day, actually. I had a great day. Went out and about in the daytime and went to see the Batman with my children, with Ella and Jack, my children, on in the evening. So that was really nice going to the cinema. And it's really good doing something on a Friday. I really like doing something on a Friday because it makes you feel like you've got more of a weekend then. Do stuff on Saturday and then you got Sunday, straight into Sunday. But you do something on Friday and then the next day's Saturday. So you still got your weekend. Big fan of Friday stuff. Personally, comments please. Are you a Friday night or a Thursday night person? Yeah, well, while we're waiting for the results of that poll to come in, I'll answer some questions here. Do we do double earlobe reconstruction? Now, I was thinking about this because I don't know what you think goes on behind the scenes. I'm sure you probably think it all gets done for him and he doesn't do anything manually and he just turns up and answers these questions. Well, you'd be wrong, because I actually have to copy. Amy and Nicola put it on the spreadsheet and I have to copy and paste it from the spreadsheet onto this thing where it comes up on the screen. So you would think if I don't ask, I know the answer to a question, I wouldn't put it on, wouldn't you? That's what a reasonable person would do. They wouldn't put it on. But no, I've put it on. I put this one. I mean, I don't even know. I'm not even sure what that means, double earlobe reconstruction. Now, it might be referring to the paper that I wrote with Mr. Niranjan in Chelmsford for a double flap technique for reconstructing a split earlobe. So it might be that. I think it's not that. But anyway, I do that. So that is people who've got a split earlobe, the earrings pulled through, giving a cleft in the earlobe. And there's a technique whereby you can maintain the hole if you want to keep the earring in the same original hole. The other alternative is to have that split closed and then get the ear re-pierced elsewhere on the lobe. But sometimes people like the hole where their initial one was, and so they can have that kept with that double flap technique. So I do that. I suspect this might be talking about more of a congenital abnormality with the earlobe, and it's not that common. I do remember doing one, but many years ago. So that is, if it is a congenital abnormality of the earlobe with a cleft in the earlobe and a this chap that I remember had another one around the back there. Anyway, it would be something that we'd have to look at on a case-by-case basis. Now, so we'd have a look at it. So I would say send us a photo, we'll have a look at it. I do quite a bit of earlobe reconstruction in terms of the split earlobes. When it gets into congenital abnormalities, particularly if there's abnormalities elsewhere on the earlobe, you could look at someone who specializes in earlobe or ears. There's not many plastic surgeons who specialize in ears, but Mark Lloyd is someone in the region who does specialize in ears. So if it's a difficult or unusual abnormality, that might be something we would point you in the direction of. Not sure how much Mark Lloyd's doing these days. I think he's not doing that much, but anyway, he's a good guy. So the answer to that is, if it's a split earlobe double flap technique, definitely yes. If it's a double earlobe, cleft earlobe congenital abnormality, we'd have to have a look at it and take on a case by case basis, as you would with generally with congenital abnormalities, because they can have quite a wide spectrum of things with them. Maxine, sorry Maxine, I saw you put a post there. Maxine is saying she loves a Friday night. I am with you on that one, Maxine. So the poll currently is going 2 for bigging up Friday night, 0 for Saturday night. So Friday night's definitely winning at the moment. So you and me, Maxine, at a Friday night. And no one else has commented, but anyway, that's all right. Jackie's here. Nice to see you, Jackie, as always. Claudia C, what you got? Do you offer Renuvion? Oh my lord, Renuvion! I'll tell you what, Claudia. So many people are. I mean, what is it? I'm going to Google it live. I don't know what's happening with the camera. Renuvion. What the heck is Renuvion? People, relatively new, non-surgical procedure, radio frequency. Okay. So the answer is no, Claudia, as you can probably tell by the fact I'm Googling it. Trying to look into more skin tightening without cutting. Rejuvenate. So it's okay. So it's a non-surgical procedure. Radio frequency, I believe. Is it? So no, I don't do this sort of thing. Okay, so it's completely non-surgical. So no, there's lots of non-surgical things, Claudia, and I don't do them. I don't do Renuvion, and I don't do all the other non-surgical things, but I do know that radio frequency is said to cause a degree of skin tightening. So it would, and I think radio frequency for skin tightening is an accepted modality of creating some degree of skin tightening, but I don't do it. And I understand how you're looking into skin tightening without cutting. And we spoke about this. Was it last week? Was it the week before? I mean, I looked at all these things, Claudia, but I mean, if you think about it, I remember when we looked at one of the machines, we looked at one of those fat removing machines. Actually, that was for radio frequency. So they do radio frequency for fat removal as well as skin. I think it's a little bit more suited to skin tightening, radio frequency. But basically, it's delivering energy to the tissues, whether that be the skin or the fat, and it's delivering energy with a view to sort of killing the fat or you know, somehow sort of harming the skin in order to cause some degree of skin retraction. And you know, they're very interesting because if you think about it, if you get it right, if you get one of those machines and you get it right. I mean, I was thinking about this when we had the people come and Lifeguard Sarah, by the way, you've asked to join me on the live. You're welcome to join me. Always say this, but I feel that's often a misclick by people. And if I do say you can join, I will open up your camera and there'll be a split screen. So if you want that, by all means say, and I'm happy to talk to you. But if not, then I'll just ignore it. And, you know, when we had this machine and they came and said they're going to trial it, I could have gone onto the street and said to pretty much anyone, I've got a machine that causes some degree of skin retightening, or I've got a machine that causes some degree of fat removal. It's non-surgical. It's on, you know, it's on site. It's just a thing that you put, you know, some of them you put on, some of them actually don't even touch the skin. Some of them are sort of distant from the skin. Will you try it? Pretty much anyone would say yes. I mean, I would. pretty much anyone would say yes. The market for these machines is absolutely huge. The market for these machines is pretty much everybody, let's face it. Whereas if you've got a surgical procedure, liposuction or some kind of surgical procedure, you go out on the street and say, I've got this surgical procedure that I'm just trialing, you know, we'll give you a free treatment of liposuction or something. Much, much less likely to get people taking that up. So if you can get the non-surgical market stuff right, your market is huge compared to the market of surgical treatments. Having said that, I only do surgical treatments. So what kind of a mug am I? Yeah, now I've said it like that. Yeah. What a mug. I should do non-surgical, shouldn't I? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I don't do Renuvion. But perhaps I'll tell you what, I've had 3 people ask about it in these Facebook lives. I think well, I'd have 3 patients by now if I did do it, wouldn't I? So there you go. There's a start. Mind you, they've probably gotten at it by someone else by now. But yeah. So Claudia, no, I don't. But good luck with that. Let me know how you get on. If you do use it, let me know how you get on. Tell me if I should get a Renuvion machine. But I've been underwhelmed by the results. That's why I find they're quite subtle from what I've seen, and they're quite expensive. Those are my 2 criticisms of the machines. They're subtle results, expensive treatments. But if you have a different experience, let me know. Lifeguard Sarah, which garments do you recommend for tummy tuck, the wraparound or suits for a tummy tuck? Yeah, good. Well, personally, Lifeguard Sarah, I do quite like the wraparound. So basically, if you don't know what she's on about here, other viewers, for the benefit of our other viewers, when you have a tummy tuck, there's like a thing which is just like a band that goes around and then Velcros on itself, which is, I think, what you're calling the wraparound. Or there's actually a garment, and a garment that you actually can you put on hooks and eyes. It's got a gusset, and it's a little bit more fitted. There's good and bad about both. Definitely the garment, I guess, would probably give you more compression. The problem with the garment is it's not adjustable. The garments are sort of different sizes. So you have to get, you have to size it right, and it can be difficult with swelling. It's also difficult with drains in, but particularly it's difficult with going to the loo. It's hard. That's my main problem with those ones. I think they probably do give more support, but they're quite hard to manage it taking them on and off, and they're quite hard to manage going to the loo. Let's be frank. And I find the wraparound ones obviously adjustable because it's Velcro and you can Velcro at different levels. They're often a bit tall, I find, the wraparound ones, which can dig into your breasts, dig into your hips and your thighs and stuff, which is a bit annoying. But the adjustability is quite nice. And if you're feeling a bit better and the swelling's going down, you can tighten it up. If you feel a bit uncomfortable, you can loosen it off. So I certainly, to start with, I think the wraparounds are good, but then maybe after a week or so, the fitted garment might be suitable, but it's just a little bit more of a palaver with the fitted garments, both in terms of getting the right size and in terms of taking it on and off, and washing and going to the loo and managing your wound and stuff. It's a little bit more difficult with the fitted garment, but it's like anything. There's pros and cons of both of them. Can you revise a C-section scar that is wonky and has a lip? Yeah, I mean, normally with scar revision, it's important to be specific about what the problem is. So a lot of people will say, I've got a scar, don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the scar. Can you get rid of this scar? And that's never going to happen. We're never going to be able to get rid of your scar. Anything we do is giving you another scar. So we've got to think, what am I going to do to give you a better scar than the scar you've got? And so if you've got specific problems, so wonky and a lip, specific problems, yeah, we might be able to help you with that. We might, couldn't guarantee it. It's very unpredictable scar management, scar revision, because you're trading one scar for another scar, and scars can heal differently. So the wonky, difficult, I'm assuming maybe is it pulled? I'm not quite sure what wonky, whether it's pulled up or whatever. Could try and maybe make the shape of it better. But the lip, I'm thinking, yeah, the lip is something probably we could help with, because the lip's quite a common problem, and the scar can be a bit tethered, giving you a bulge above it, making it look like you've got a fullness above it. So something like a mini tummy tuck or just a revision of the scar would certainly aim to get some fat underneath the scar, so it's not tethered down, so you don't get that sort of lip. So you get a bit of a better contour from where the scar is going down. But yeah, the wonky, we have to have a look at. The lip, I'm pretty thinking, yeah, lip is often a problem with a C-section scar, because they're often tethered in, and we could probably have a good go at making that better. So that's nice that you're asking specifically about what the problems are. So that's good question, that one. Not that the others weren't, of course, because they were, and all questions are very much appreciated. How soon after an operation on my neck can you revise the scar? Now, I saw this person ask this question on the online chat, and they were having a thyroidectomy or some kind of thyroid operation. And the first thing I would say is, when you have thyroid operations, I know you're really worried because it's right in your neck, they can often heal really, really well. So I wouldn't write yourself into a scar revision, because thyroid operations scars are often really, really nice hairline, skin color, beautiful scars. In specifically, how long should you wait? I would say a year. A year is sort of the benchmark of where we're wanting to wait, because we want that scar to be as good as it's going to get. And then if you think you're scar revision, as I say, you have to be specific about what the problem is. If it's a scar, I don't like the look of it, there's nothing we can do. If it's dented in, raised up, wonky, or the line's wrong, you know, we can change the shape, we can change the angle of it, the line of it, we can change, you know, try and help with the raised nature, try and help with the dented in nature, try and help if it's stretched, you know, particularly if you have problems with healing. So there are things we can do, but if it's just the fact you've got a scar there, you're always going to have a scar there. So we can't get rid of it, but we might be able to help. But I would wait at least a year, and I wouldn't write yourself into a revision. I think if you're having thyroid surgery, it may well be better on get better on its own, because they, in my experience, you know, they usually settle beautifully. Corinne, what you got? How long do you recommend wearing the post-op garments for particularly breast reduction and TT? So personally, and this is something that you probably will find will be different with different surgeons. Personally, I say day and night for a month, given both tummy tuck and breast reduction. Now, obviously, you take them off to wash and things like that. For the breast reduction, you'll be all taped up for the first week, and then we'll put you in a bra, which will be the equivalent of the post-op garment. So I say day and night for a month. After that, see how you go. Now, the swelling does take a few months. I normally say about 3 months before it starts to settle. So it does take a while before it starts to settle, but it's quite a big deal to say you've got to wear the garment day and night for 3 months. So what I normally say is after a month, see how you go. You can start to maybe spend some time without the garment on. You can maybe not wear it at night and see how you feel. Listen to your body. If you feel good and if you find the garment annoying, then you can not use it. If you don't mind using the garment and you're okay with it, then carry on, because your swelling's still going to be there for a good few months. So there's no harm in carrying it on. It's just that, particularly in the summer, people can get a bit cheesed off with them and like, oh, I've got to get rid of my garment. Oh, it's really annoying me. I'm like, well, you know, a month is the you know, the given time. See how you feel. If it's annoying you, then after a month you can see how you go without it. But some people say, how long can I carry on wearing my garment? I'm like, yeah, of course you can. You can wear it as long as you want. But the month, I think, is the start off, and then ease off and see how you go. I'm 3 months post breast reduction, and I still wear mine. I find it so comfortable. There you go. There you go. Crack on. You know, there's no harm in carrying on wearing it. It's just, you know, that's fine if you find it comfortable. And say, look, see how you go without it, and it might hurt, it might swell, in which case you want to go back to it. Susie Bav, good to see you. I want breast augmentation, but I am allergic to silicone. What would be my options? First, I'd say that's rare, allergic to silicone. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure you can be allergic to pretty much anything, but it's rare. But nevertheless, if that's it, so we'll take it as a given at this point. Because the first thing, if I saw this person, I'd be like, what do you mean you're allergic to silicone? Where's that come? So they might have had an implant, they might have got infected, red, inflamed, wound open up, implant sort of coming out, and they think they're allergic to the implant. I'm like, that's just an infection. You know, that's not necessarily an allergy. But let's just take it as read that there is an allergy here. So that's the first thing. Is it an allergy? Because it's, I don't think I've ever seen, and I might be wrong, but I certainly can't remember ever seeing anyone who's allergic to silicone, but probably in the world. It's a big place, isn't it? There's probably someone out there. It's probably a thing. So let's just take it as read that it is an allergy. So if you're allergic to silicone, what are your options? Well, implants are out, because implants have a shell and have a contents. Now, you can get saline implants, which means the content of the implant is saline, but the shell is still silicone. So even saline implants are silicone, have got a silicone shell. So they would, you know, that's still silicone. So if you don't want any silicone in your body, implants are out. There are no implants that are not silicone. So you are looking at fat grafting, basically. That would obviously not be silicone. Well, obviously it's fat. So that's your options, I'm thinking. Yeah, or option singular. Yeah, that's it. So you got, I think, yeah, fat grafting, which is a good option because it's natural, doesn't have any problems in the long term, but it's subtle. That is the problem I always say with fat grafting, is subtle. But it sounds like that might be your only option. Although, as I say, the first thing would be explore this allergy to silicone thing. But yeah, if you don't want silicone, or if you're allergic to silicone, you can't have implants. Are you familiar with polyurethane foam coated Brazilian sticky implants? Am I familiar with Brazilian sticky implants? Is the Pope Catholic? Could we do that again? Yeah. Is the Pope Catholic? Sorry. I just have to do that in the edit. Yeah, of course I am. Of course I am. Polyurethane. So they to be honest, they used to be called the furry Brazilians, Brazilian sticky, okay, because they've got a foam coating around the outside, and they used to be made in Brazil. That's why they're called the Brazilian, the furry Brazilians, or no, they're called the Brazilian stickies, but Brazilian sticky implants will go with it. So this is basically the polyurethane foam implants. Now, the company that made them in Brazil was Silimed. They were the company that made them in Brazil, and they've gone now. Silimed had gone, and so there's a company now in Germany called Polytech, which makes them. So it used to be two companies that made them, Polytech and Silimed, but Silimed have now gone. So Polytech are the only company that make them, and I use them a lot. I like them. I think they're really good. So yes, in the short answer, yes, I am familiar. So we can't really call them the furry Brazilians or the Brazilian sticky implants anymore because they're German. But can we call them the German sticky implants? But no one does. They're just polyurethane foam. But yeah, historically they were called Brazilian furry Brazilians or Brazilian stickies. So well, I say Brazilian sticky. I've never heard them called Brazilian sticky before, but this patient's calling it that. But yeah, so they're strictly speaking not Brazilian. They are German, but because the Brazilian company no longer exists. But I'm very familiar with them. Short answer, I'm not sure if there's a follow-up to that question why they want. So yeah, I have used the polyurethane, and you do need someone who's familiar with them. But there is a bit of a learning curve with them. Do we offer full disclosure? No, that's the wrong word term. Fair warn. Fair warn. I am on my last question. FYI. And also fair warn, I'll try and say this at the end, but I'm not here next week. Big things going on next week, so I'm not here next week. Next Tuesday, that'll be, won't it? I don't think I will anyway. Oh, will I? Maybe I will. I don't know. Oh, right, gloss over that. Do we offer male tummy tucks? Of course. Why not? Come on, equal opportunity. Definitely. Defo. Yeah. Why ever not? I mean, a couple of things about the male tummy tucks. First thing is that the male tummy tuck is for weight loss. So there's two reasons you need a tummy tuck, and that is weight loss and having children. Obviously, having children is the remit of the female of the species, and is a common reason for needing a tummy tuck. But you know, you can also need a tummy tuck if you've had significant weight loss and you haven't had children, and both do the same thing. So having a child, the child stretches the skin, then you deliver the child and the skin doesn't recoil enough. Same thing with weight loss. You put on weight and it stretches the skin, and then you lose weight and it doesn't recoil enough. So you're left with redundant skin. Both have the same problem. You know, whether it's weight loss or pregnancy, the problem is too much skin and redundant skin. So clearly that can happen in a man who's lost a lot of weight. There is the other thing about the male weight loss is, or the male tummy tuck, a little bit higher risk of hematoma in my experience. I don't know if that's borne out in the world, but I do find the tissues are a little bit more, the planes are a little bit more difficult to find, and cutting and things and bleeding, and you know, you can get hematomas. You can get hematomas with a female as well, but yeah, I don't know why I said that really, because we offer male tummy tucks. Yes, we do. and hematoma is a risk with any tummy tuck. But yeah, male tummy tuck, absolutely fine. Bang on, bang on. Oh, thank God for that, Jackie. Jackie is in. God, Jackie, when you need you, come on. Hashtag Ask JJ as well. Come on, viewers. Can we just take a leaf out of Jackie's book, please? Appropriate hashtag usage by Jackie there. You get the gold star. This might gold star. This might be a stupid question. I start HRT tomorrow with WRT. With respect to, is that any future surgery? Would I have to stop these meds prior to op? That is a completely good question, Jackie. That is not stupid in any way, shape, or form. And in fact, there's no such thing as a stupid question, Jackie. You should know that. But that's definitely not stupid at all. And that is actually quite a big topic in terms of plastic surgeons and what you do about HRT. The pill is the other thing. And both of them, the hormonal treatments, will increase your risk of DVT. So the problem with having HRT and having surgery is surgery increases your risk of a DVT because you're lying on an operating table, not moving. So you get clots forming in your legs, which can fly off into your lungs and form a PE. So that's a really significant complication. And when you're on the pill and also on HRT, you're increasing your risk of forming DVTs. So that's sort of doubling up your risk. You've got your HRT and your surgery. So many surgeons will ask you to stop your HRT beforehand. Again, it's very relevant to the surgery, and it might also be relevant to the procedure. Personally, I don't ask people to stop their HRT. And if you're going to stop your HRT, similar with the pill as well, it's 6 weeks before. You have to stop it 6 weeks before. So you have to think about alternatives in the meantime, if there are any, or maybe you just go cold turkey. Obviously, with the pill, you have to look at alternative forms of contraception, and with the HRT, you just have to be without it for 6 weeks. So I find that stopping it for 6 weeks before can cause quite a bit of morbidity, can cause quite a lot of stress when people don't maybe have 6 weeks notice for their surgery and things. So what I do is I take measures to reduce DVT, which I do in anyone, whether or not they're on HRT or the pill, but I do this for everybody because I'm very aware of the risk of DVT and PE with any surgery. It's particularly high with tummy tuck. That is the one that we do worry about, DVTs and PEs, because you're putting tension on the abdomen, so you're reducing the venous drainage from the legs, you're increasing the risk of clotting in your legs. So we give you TED stockings, you know, those funny stockings you have when you're in hospital. We put these thing called Flowtron boots on your calves, which are continuously blowing up your calves. And I will say to you, move your legs, move your hips, move your ankles, move your bum, take deep breaths, cough if you need to. And the best thing you can do to stop a DVT is to get up and walk. So we get you up and walk straight off the bat. If not the day of the surgery, definitely the next day we get you up and about. And that will really reduce your risk of DVT and PE, mobilizing soon, you know, early mobilization. But it is completely not a stupid question. And there are people who will ask you to stop your HRT 6 weeks before for that very reason, for the risk of clotting reason. But that would be up to the surgeon, and it would be up potentially to the surgery as well. Obviously, a more minor procedure, you'd be much less likely to stop it. For a major procedure, you would be more likely to stop it. But it is a slight, not sure if contentious is the right word, but certainly when I was in the NHS, there were, you know, some of us did stop it, some of us didn't, which is difficult for the secretaries, because they have to remember which patients we asking to stop the HRT, which one were we not. And any time this difference of opinion means there's no right or wrong. There's no one right answer to it. If there was one right answer, we'd all do the same thing. So, you know, everyone's just got their view on it, and they've got their own experience of maybe having potential problems or not. So they will have a view on it for that. But there's no answer to it whether you should or shouldn't. But it's something to be aware of, and totally not a stupid question. Alex, very excited for my consultation tomorrow. Very excited for my clinic tomorrow, Alex. I'm looking forward to seeing you, welcoming you to Staiano Towers. Yeah. So it's not here, Alex. It's proper. It's a proper building and everything. It's not like this place. State of that, eh? Is the dog going off? Right. So I personally have got to get an early night, because I've got to see Alex tomorrow. So I've got to get my, you know, proper night's sleep, because obviously big day. Clearly, if there's any questions, let's just check. Yeah, I might have a couple. Yeah, might have a couple of minutes. Yeah, that's what they do on the webinars, isn't it? They're good. They say, I'm running out of time now. I bet they haven't got a time limit, but it just sounds professional, doesn't it? Well, we're running out of time now, so we're going to have to go in. Clearly, Antiques Road Trip's on, and next door, no one's watching TV because they've been watching TV the last few nights, so I haven't been watching my Antiques Road Trip, but there's no one there, so I'm going to go and see if I can get in. But if you've got a question, ask away. If not, post it, message me, and as I say, I will do it next week, and I won't mention your name, so don't worry about being named and shamed. No naming and shaming going on this one, my friend. This is purely non-judgmental, no names mentioned. So actually, yes, that's the thing. I'm not sure if I'll be here next week or not. I am not sure. Up in the air. I don't know what's going. I don't know. I might or might not be. Corinne, love you big time. You were here at the beginning. You're here at the end. Great live. Catching it. Maybe not making any guarantees, Corinne. You know, I'm a bit ducking and diving, wheeler dealer. We'll have to see how it goes. Susie, hope you're well, and I will see you all. I'm sure the week after, surely to God, the week after, if not next week. It might be next week. I mean, made a big deal of it. It might be next week. I don't know. Probably won't get any questions now. Well, I now said that. I don't know. But I'm going to say maybe not next week. Anyway, thank you. There's hearts coming up. I don't know what it means, but thank you. Facebook, loving you big time. I'm going to check myself out of Facebook, stopping the stream.